We're going to be on game number 4 here. Starting in the bottom right is our current champion. He's our teal Protoss. His name is
DMarthur.
His opponent here on Calm Before the Storm, one of the new GSL maps, we've got our red Zerg. Here in the bottom left, he is
coL.A.Goswser.
CVG?
I think. I'm always confused. There's so many amateur teams.
Complexity
Oh, I guess he
Academy?
moved over to coL.A.Academy. That's right. Okay.
How do you abbreviate coL.A.Academy? It's just complexity?
Hopefully. Hopefully complexity soon. Okay. So yeah, he was on CVG, and then he won the coL.A.Academy tournament, and they're like, okay, we're going to send you... Like, the prize was you get sent to MLG and stuff.
Oh.
And so, since CVG didn't send him to MLG, essentially he was competing under the Complexity Academy name, so I think he left CVG.
Okay. So, fast expansion coming down for coL.A.Goswser, and let's go over the map a little bit. So we do see a low ground expansion. Don't think that's close enough to blink across, but that's... Yeah, I think that doodad there with the rocks kind of prevents blink from happening there. Although you could just run inside the base, blink down. And there's actually... This is a very interesting map. He's actually going to go for a quick second base. I don't know if he's expecting Arthur to just get a quick... fast expansion, I guess. Which apparently is a good assumption, because that Nexus just went down. I guess, yeah, he's paying attention more than I am, because that is a late gateway and it's 18 supply. He's right. He's okay. But this is an incredibly strong map, I've got to say, for Blink Stalkers, because look at this high ground right here. I think... Is that... I can't even tell. Let's go sideways camera. No. These are not equal. This is lower ground than this. You cannot blink into the main. Never mind. That is terribly deceptive looking at that.
Maybe they should put some trees there. So
Maybe.
have some height references or something.
Yeah, this is a confusing map. Just looking at it for the first time. Looks like bases in between all the players that are covered by rocks on all 4 sides. So it's pretty much a standard three base map with you basically take one of the opponent's other spawns if you really want to. I guess you can tear that in those rocks, and the rocks aren't really a big deal when you're already on 3 bases. You're gonna have Zerglings or Roaches out before you try to take a 4th. I don't think we're really at a metagame point where Zergs are taking an immediate 4th base against Protoss.
4 hatch before pool.
That would be very interesting to see.
But yeah, this map has been called very, very similar to KOTH, obviously because of the backdoor free expansion, which does have essentially a full base for 8 mineral patches and 2 gas.
Do we have the scout coming out for coL.A.Goswser? He already knows the positions. He's just going to check and make sure there's no 3rd base coming down. Don't want to be on equal bases. And honestly, given this map, it's not that huge of a choke down here at that 3rd base. You could honestly go for a Forge Fast Expand, get your 2nd base down here, and take a very safe 3rd base pretty early on.
Yeah, it's definitely... I mean, I would love to play on this map. It looks like so much fun for a really, really solid macro game. And then if you look at the middle with all the little semi-chokes and stuff, it's really exciting opportunities for some nice micro force fields, blink, just good Colossus placement, some Baneling mines maybe, all that good stuff. I think it's a pretty interesting match for all matchups. Plus there's no gold bases, so you don't have any of those issues. All the GSL maps have been slowly removing all those gold bases. But look at this, coL.A.Goswser is going to scout out that this 3rd gas is just now coming down, so he might actually be clued off that there might be a very, very strong push coming that's very similar to a 4-gate.
Except
you
it's
see
a
5
6-gate.
gateways over here.
Yep, so 6 gates total. Now he's not actually going to send the Overlord in anymore. He just backed off so he doesn't lose anything. So he's playing it safe here. And this could be strong. We already have a lot of spine crawlers at the front, though. That is 6 spine... Is that 6 or 7? I can't even tell behind those overlords.
That is
6. So this may be enough. Luckily, Spinecrawler's pretty darn good versus Sentries. You're going to have quite a bit of DPS to really push in here, because Stalkers are going to take quite a bit of damage. And it's going to give him plenty of time to actually...
7th. He's almost like fully walled with Spinecrawlers here.
Yeah, but he's also pumping out 15 more drones. He's not getting units. He's at 61 Harvesters versus the 42. I mean, he has a great economy, but he has to get units soon. And here we go. A wall of Spinecrawlers, and Arthur's like, not doing it. Nope.
Yep.
Going home.
Typically, you see that many spines, you just go expand. You know your opponent's essentially spent double the amount of money that you're going to spend on a... Ooh.
Yep, I knew you'd like that.
I love this. This is like one of the rare opportunities where somebody as KOTH will actually use hallucination semi-properly. And I say semi-properly because I guess there's enough lull time in between this that I can tell people how they should actually use hallucination at the very highest level versus Zerg. You want to use it to force an improper tech transition from a Zerg. So if he were to build all these gateways, hallucinate, or go with his, 6 sentries or whatever, hallucinate 12 stalkers because you actually get 2 stalkers per hallucination, and force a ton of lings and whatever, and infestors, and then just take his third base and not have to worry about it. Like, that'd be awesome.
I don't think it's lings or infestors that he forced, though. I think it's Spinecrawlers.
Sure, but yeah, holy crap.
I've
never seen anybody build Spinecrawlers like this.
I mean, all he's been doing this entire time is droning, and he's at 70 Harvesters right now versus 55. Has he built more than 2 Zerglies this entire game? I don't think he has. He's even got a drone up here in the top left.
Scouting drones, yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to take
either scouting with drones or trying to take additional bases. He's floating like 2k minerals here. I don't even know what his plan is. Maybe I think a mass muta switch, perhaps. He's getting that spire.
Standard 11-minute speed coming up. Just finished.
That is going to be so annoying to deal with.
We do have a couple Phoenixes just hallucinated as a scout, so he's not actually going to do what you said. He's just going to do the typical hallucination scout.
Yeah, I thought he was going to actually push in and soak up some damage. But, just because of how late that gateway was, but he pulled all the way back home essentially before he dropped that gateway. Now there is still a probe scouting over here on the top. He's scouted all the top bases, and he might actually find the one in the very right-hand corner.
Oh, yes he is.
And we can already see that...
Oh, he is so close!
He does have pylons at every other almost base.
He'll probably get one up there. I cannot believe he's not going to scout that base. He's sitting right next to it.
He'll scout it as soon as the creep spreads.
True.
But he is 1 pixel away.
Now he is moving up for an attack. His Nexus just came up at the 3rd. Lings are coming out for coL.A.Goswser, but he's still got this huge wall of Spinecrawlers. Stalkers may be trying to push forward, but we actually have a transition here. Double Stargate, and I've got to say, Mass Void Ray can do pretty darn good versus Spinecrawlers.
Yeah, but we did see, what was that, 20-something mutas out right now? The hallucinated Phoenixes did spot the Spire, and I think he understands that it's going to be a mass muta switch.
Yeah,
but I don't know if it's
going into the second base here.
Yeah, Blink is not yet done, though, and those Stargates are going to be a little bit too slow.
Those Stargates are done. He's not even using them right now. He could be getting Phoenixes. There he goes, finally getting 2 Phoenixes out.
And right now that probe at the top does finally scout the creep. So as long as he can deny that, it will be even bases. He is going to have to really rely on playing defensive. Yeah, there he goes, running his probes from his 3rd as those mutas fly by.
Mutas trying to get in here into the main. Could be a mistake, though, with Blink Stalkers. Blink Stalkers and Phoenixes. He's going to lose a couple of these. Going to fly over another group of Stalkers. Losing at least 2, 3. And some good Blink Micro while waiting for the rest of the Stalkers to try to squeeze out of the base.
Yeah, he's actually doing a decent job of trying to focus fire some of these weaker mutas. He's been getting a few more kills than I guess we would normally see. And, oh, yep, 1 more muta goes down. So again, he's going to have to play pretty defensively, but since he does spot that upper right-hand base, he's actually putting a couple pylons over there, and I guess he does have a Zealot, so he should be able to deny that. and that will mean again that they are on equal bases.
Yep. Now that he does have blink done, as the chat has pointed out, he could just blink right past these spine crawlers. He doesn't have to engage here. He can go straight to the main, kill the production, and that's the spawning pool, the spire. Everything is in there that's actually making units. So there's a lot of risk here from coL.A.Goswser that he's not really accounting for right now.
Zealot's going to take care of that top right-hand base. Lings have taken out pretty much all the spotter units and pylons on the left side of the base, though, or left side of the map. So he's going to start using these mutas and map control to start putting down additional hatcheries. There goes one. It looks like the mutas are going to catch these zealots out in the middle of the map. It looks like they will all die. Right now, supplies 139 for our Zerg, 154 though for our Protoss. So Arthur with a nice lead already, and that is not what you want as a Zerg.
So Templar Archive's now coming down for Arthur. So he's doing a little bit of transition. He's also been chrono boosting out his upgrades pretty darn well, as he's up to +2 attack, getting +3 attack on his Stalkers, so he's going to do a lot of damage versus these mutas. Also going for air weapons, so he's definitely sticking to the Stargate transition.
Yep, he knows there are already so many mutas out. He's probably guessing that there are Lings accompanying them. Oh!
He's going to kill all of them.
5 mutas.
Yep. I can't tell if he's actually targeting them down, but it doesn't even matter. Plenty of Phoenixes left. And now 109 supply versus 168. Wizard knows it's over. He does have that 4th and 5th base about to pop in the top left. And even remote mining right now. Since he did take those bases so early, he's starting to mine out of them. Then he did get a lot of drones early on. He's actually down on harvesters now, though. 66 to 77. Phoenixes now coming in. There is nothing that can attack air beyond the Queen. And he's going to lose all of these Overlords. And he's just losing so much money right now. There's a Spore Crawler here, but I don't even think it's mattering. He's not even pulling the Overlords back. He has drop research, so obviously he wants to do some kind of drop play. But, oh, with the Phoenixes out, he's still continuing to lose a lot. Second Spore Crawler here, starting to take out more of the Phoenixes. He does back off. Arthur in the middle of the map. Now, has scouted one of the bases that finished in the top left. It looks like he even scouted it after it finished.
Yep, and he saw the one on the top right go back up, I think.
Yep.
Looking at his vision, something scouted it out.
Oh, here comes Baneling drops here on the bottom. He's going to try to kill off the probes. And immediately
look at that
pulling.
Response time.
Yep.
But is it going to be enough? He's playing Ring Around the Rosie with that Nexus. But those 2 cannons, I mean, they're doing a ton here.
He
like some
got
of
about
those,
7 kills.
Yeah, some of those probes go down, but there are the Blink Stalkers going to clean it up. And again, coL.A.Goswser, he's floating a ton of money here.
6,000?
So far away from max, I don't even know what he's doing with it.
Oh,
I mean, he's got tons of larvae here. Looking at his natural, he's got.
Oh, look at the third base. Oh, if he just turned in there and not. Oh, he missed his opportunity. I think Arthur wasn't going to react in time, but right now it looks like we do have a couple units going to the top left here. So he's trying to get a couple spine crawlers down to take out this. These Overlords, there are so many probes here that he could potentially drop on. Top right base did go down to a couple Stalkers. It looks like the rest of the army is sitting here right at the expansion, going straight for Archons.
Here he goes. Here he goes. Here he goes. It's not in time.
Oh, everything! He got everyone! And he's even going into the main right now, but all the probes have already transferred there, so he can only get the ones on gas, really. But that is definitely the trigger for Arthur to go for it right now. 59 harvesters to 42. The supply's actually starting to even up. Arthur may have just waited too long. There's a couple spine crawlers still at this third base. Honestly, he could build about 10 more at this top base if he really wanted to. He's got a couple drones, and it looks like he is going to get a lot more spore crawlers and spines down, just like I thought.
Yeah, Arthur not paying attention to those Phoenixes probably could have killed off all of those drones, but now there's just a ton of spores and spines. But that massive army is pushing towards that natural. He does have Storm. He's got a couple Archons here. Guardian Shield and Force Fields available. And looks like he's going to try to break this, but there are actually 6 Broodlords here as well.
Oh, with the Broodlords.
Can't even
Oh,
close the
and
distance.
Fungal on top of these units. He's trying to storm on top of the Broodlords. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. He has to back off. A lot of wasted supply. And it's just, he's getting more Broodlords. I mean, he is just banking so much. Honestly, all he needs right now is gas.
All these probes going down as they were rallied to like distance mine. He did try to get a Nexus over there, but it did get killed off.
Oh, coL.A.Goswser is doing something miraculous this game. I'm not even sure what's going on anymore. But look at this. He's actually going to blink right by these spine crawlers, just like I said before. There's plenty of infestors here, though. Plenty of Broodlords still, but he's maybe not got enough army to actually fight this. He only blinked about half of his Stalkers in there, but he's starting to take down the Evolution Chambers. Might go after the tech, and he's going to be able to blink right under the Broodlords.
Yep, where are these infestors? There they go.
Fungals.
Nice Fungals going down, but does he have enough infestors to actually kill off these Stalkers? I don't know. With the Broodlings there, he's doing a ton of damage, but there are a lot of Stalkers left over. They are getting very low health. He's trying to reinforce with Roaches.
Look at the supply. That, I think, is telling the entire story. Right now, it's 95 versus 156. Harvester count 57 to 36. And, I mean, coL.A.Goswser has mining bases. In the top left
And
has
he's
that base in the top
counterattacking.
right.
He even has a freaking Overlord with 4 Banelings in it, sitting above the natural, but just has not used it since there hasn't been a nice clump of probes here. And I think that's what's been enough for coL.A.Goswser. He's playing really unorthodox, making a ton of money, but Arthur just unaccustomed to having to deal with that many spines. And with that late 4th base and that really, really nice Baneling drop that killed about 50 workers, he just hasn't been able to recover properly.
And I'm sure coL.A.Goswser would love to get into a base race scenario, because there's nothing that's going to bust through those spine crawlers. GG. coL.A.Goswser takes down Arthur on his 4th game and will continue on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that coL.A.Goswser played that all incredibly well, and he just says, yeah, I not play well, but I play big map well. And he not play big map well. Yeah, I think that's exactly what happened. I mean, Arthur, we've seen, even last week, he tends to go for either like very strong 2-base or very strong 3-base pushes without a continuation plan. If something is really, really non-standard, and we saw him just not know how to react to coL.A.Goswser there. Again, that late 3rd base that I mentioned, getting hallucination before getting that Nexus down, and retreating all the way. Like, he was just really surprised, it looked like, by what he was coming up against. And coL.A.Goswser, I mean, it was weird, but it worked. Ugly but effective.